Okay, part 2. Let's go.
Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or asked the grinning bobcat why he grins?
That's a really, really different
So
approach
you're in
than the
Harriet
original.
Tubman.
It's really
You
cool.
are Harriet Tubman. How did this come about?
So I believe the producers came to see the show, didn't tell me that they were there, no one told me that they were there. And then I met them afterwards, and then they brought the writer and the director to the show. They met me, we met afterwards. I had several different meetings. And then the writer had to meet me as well because they had to approve, and then it sort of all happened. It took about 3 years before
Whoa.
it happened. Yeah, we only filmed it last year.
Shut up. Girl, are you singing in the movie?
A little bit, yeah. Because that's how she managed to communicate. When she was leaving Plantations,
Yes.
she would sing. So they knew she was leaving.
Oh, I can't
And she would
wait to see this
sing.
movie.
So that they knew she was there.
Wow. Wow. How much studying did you have to do to make sure?
Quite a bit. Both physical
mastered
and
this?
mental.
Yeah.
There's so much good information out there about Harriet Tubman. I did like 2 reports on her in school. But like 3 years? Wow, that's a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your acting process?
I like to start with trying to find the voice. I tried to find the voice of the person, and then I wanted to find out where it would sit in me.
Yeah.
And then I try and find their rhythm, like how would they move. And then I needed to find out how it felt to be in a corset for 12 hours. So I got them to give me one so I could move around in it. And then horse riding, you had to get on the horse with the corset, all of that stuff.
How tight was it?
So the corset was, when it's tight up together, it makes your waist 21 inches. That's what my corset was. And when I started, it was like open. By the time I finished, it was completely closed. Yeah.
My wife does corsets, and I'm just like, oof, boy.
Hold on, 21 inches?
Squishing your guts.
Wait. Like around this way?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That didn't even make pants that small.
Yeah. It was really strange because that's how hard I was working.
Did you have to go on a serious dieting thing?
No, it's just I was moving so much
Yeah.
and working so much. And you can't eat lots and lots when you're wearing the corset. So
Right.
your body just goes.
Oh,
That's a lot.
yeah. What
They
happened?
take the shape of the corset. That's what your body does.
Your organs move.
Yeah, they
with
move.
the
Everything
corset,
moves,
girl.
yeah.
God,
Got
that
the
idea
corset
just
and
like
then
freaks me
all
out.
the layers of clothing, and the layers are not light. You've got the petticoats are they weigh a ton.
In
And
the
all-
trailer, I saw you was running
Yes.
in the corset.
Yes.
Oh, girl.
Yes. Yeah. I want to feel as authentic as I
Yes.
possibly can.
Yes.
So if I took off the corset, I'd be cheating.
Oh my gosh, you're so
This is so
real.
That's a lot of dedication.
Oh, it's
I still
good.
wanna-
You just want it to be as real as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
I feel like I've ever seen you bashful before.
I love her. Do you understand? I don't ever want you to leave. That's why I'm going so slow.
I didn't know. I don't know much about the movie industry other than I had an acting teacher who was in Silver Linings Playbook, and they didn't pay her. Hollywood budgets and budgeting, that whole fiasco, they really screw over a lot of people. But I'm glad that she had a lot of opportunity to work on a very important role. That's really good news. I don't know if I'd go that far with the corset. That idea, oof. But I don't know, maybe I'd look better. I don't know.
Okay. Your next word is heart.
Heart. I think, look into my eyes, you will see what you mean to me. Search your heart, search your soul. And when you find me there, you'll search no more. Can't tell me it's not worth fighting for.
Her phrasing is
Can't
so good.
help it. There's nothing I want more. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you.
After every time.
Her music, so Placido Domingo, which is maybe not the best reference to bring up given current events. But Domingo said something that I thought was really interesting about phrasing. There was a student who was doing really, really wonderful music phrasing, but wasn't phrasing with giving the words priority. And so he had the guy sit down again and again and again until he got it. And that Cynthia Erivo can just like phrase so well.
Everything I do it for you.
After.
And that it's just wonderful. Like those big notes too, and how she gets into it.
Can't help it. There's nothing I want more. You know it's true. Heart search your soul.
I love how in the beginning of this, she doesn't hold out the notes, the long notes at the beginning.
Search your heart, search your soul. And when you find me there.
And that particularly is really nice because you can tell the way that she's using her breath there, that she's keeping the entire phrase in mind. Check this out. I'm just gonna do this.
And when you find me there, you'll search no more. Can't tell me it's not worth fighting for. Can't help it. There's nothing I want more.
It's so good. And this is actually an issue a student of mine is having, where the issue is that this person that I'm teaching can't keep the entire phrase in mind or is not used to doing that. And it makes a big difference in how you breathe and how you approach a tune.
There's no sun up in the sky, stormy weather.
Oh, yes.
Since my man and I ain't together. Keeps raining all the time.
Okay, filter.
The time. Life is bad. Gloom and misery everywhere. Stormy
yes.
weather. Just can't get my poor self together. Keeps raining.
They got the projector effects. They're going all out.
All the time. I'm weary all the time. Since he went away, the blues walked in and met me. If he stays away, old rocking chair will get me. All I do is pray the Lord above will let me. There is Lord above. Walk in the sun once more. Can't go on. Everything I had is gone.
Oh. Ooh. That's cool. That is I believe like a little bit of a stepping outside of the key that they're in right now, or that she's in right now, and she'll do this little thing where she goes outside of the key.
Everything I had is gone.
Da 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 da. That's just one note. It's great.
Stormy weather. Since my man and I ain't together, keeps raining all the time. Keeps raining.
Nice.
All the time.
It's very, very, very jazz to end on the 9th. So it would be if you were doing like 1-4, let's just do like 1-4-5. If you're doing like, and then I guess, and then 5, and then you would be on this. This is the note you'd be on. Right? So that's what she's doing. It's super, super, super common. And that she makes it sound so comfortable. You can tell she's done a lot of jazz. Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you what I'm gonna do with this part. I already see it in my head. That part I'm gonna play it in black and white. And I'm gonna put little film crackles on it. Yeah. I need a cigarette after that. One with the long little thing Audrey used to have. You know, the problem is every song that you're singing, like I only want to hear it from you now. And I don't believe that's how music goes. I believe.
It is true that her artistic decisions are consistent and unique. Like she definitely gives her spin and her artistic flavor to everything she touches, but she doesn't do it in a way that's disrespectful to the original. That's a hard line to walk, right? And you can only do that when you've sung this like a certain style, or she's just been singing for so many years, right? It takes a lot of experience to do this comfortably.
I don't want to hear anybody else's version but yours. You know what? Now every time I hear a song, I'm gonna think, I wonder what Cynthia would do. I wonder how she sound on it.
There's gonna be a sticker for that. What would Cynthia do?
WWCD. What would Cynthia do?
You're no good, heartbreaker. You're a liar and you're a cheat.
Come on.
And I don't know why I let you do these things to me.
Ooh. She's got So there's this thing that she's doing. First of all, the sideways lip thing is really cool, but.
And I don't know why I let you do these things.
So it's a really, really temporary thing. First of all, you can't do this with a lot of air because it'll go flat. But it's basically like a really kind of dramatic lowering of the larynx for just a little bit of time. To me, oh yeah, right? And it just gives us a little dig. It's really cool.
To me, my friends keep telling me that you ain't no good, but they don't know.
They don't know.
That I'd leave you if I could. I'm not. I guess I'm uptight. That's what it is. Guess I'm stuck like glue. 'Cause I ain't never loved a man the way that I love you.
Yeah.
That's just excellent. And I love Terrell. Honestly, like I could do like on everything we cover on this channel, it'd be really cool to have like a Terrell just like green screened on the bottom where he's going like, yes. And I would totally be here for it. He's literally on the edge of his seat here. It's awesome.
Loved a man the way that I love you.
Yes.
I don't want to make this video too long, but we got to talk about those belts and how she went from belt to the bottom of her range.
Stuck like glue. 'Cause I ain't never, no.
Belting you have to have an incredibly small amount of air. It's tough. It's very tough. It's true for high notes in general, but it's particularly true for belting. And you can actually see that she does very little air because of the way she goes down to her lows after the fact.
I never, no, loved a man.
That gentleness in the low is about the same amount of air that you would need to pull off the belt. It's amazing like how the human voice changes things. And just like, I don't know, it's really cool that she has that much precision.
The way that I love you.
I also just want to see that point one more time.
Some time ago I thought, you would run out of fools I guess I was so wrong. You got one that you'll never lose. The way you treat me is a shame. How could you hurt me so bad?
Ooh, yeah.
Baby, you know that I'm the best thing that you ever had. Kiss me once again. Don't you never say that we're through. 'Cause I ain't never, no.
That's so this little distortion, this little rasp that she has.
Loved a man the way that I love you.
So it's two things. Belt actually looks really cool. Let's get the spectrogram out because it's too cool. Okay, so Belt has a very, very, very unique kind of look to it when we do it. So a classical approach would be something like that. And there would be a little bit more of an emphasis on the frequencies up high here. But Belt looks remarkably different. So this is what Belt looks like. It's really, really different, right? We have pretty much even all of the frequencies. The static in there is just because I'm not that good at belting, and so there's a lot of air leak. But pretty much every frequency is about the same volume, and it's really well spread out. So what happens, though, is that because the ear canal is actually tuned a certain way, it will resonate and we will perceive a certain frequency range as being louder. So you can have a low note here that's super loud, and you can even see it. The low note is brighter, which means it's louder in this graph. It's brighter than the frequencies that are around 3 kilohertz, right? But because the ear is tuned, we're going to hear like all of these high frequencies just punch our ears. And you're not here. So obviously not as good as Cynthia, but it's the same idea. And then on top of that, I think she's adding a little bit of twang. So what the air epiglottic sphincter does, twang, right, is that it'll emphasize frequencies right around the 3 kilohertz, right? So, and this is how opera singers get heard over an orchestra. They'll sound like this. Right? But we can take the low end of that out and keep the twang. Right? And there's a little bit of nasality there. But not a tremendous amount. Most of that brightness, most of that twang comes from the AES, the air epiglottic sphincter. So let's put the two together. Let's put Belt and AES together. So we're gonna put that together with AES. Let hopes pass, let dreams pass, let them die. That is belting with the AES. So what you'll notice is that these higher frequencies, right around 3K, they're brighter. They're about as bright as the lower frequencies on the bottom. So that gives us extremely bright sounds, which brings us back to this.
Oh, loved a man the way that I love you. I can't sleep at night.
Hey!
Nice.
No, I can't eat a bite. I guess I'll never be free since you got your hooks in me. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I guess I'll never be free. Don't you ever hurt me, baby.
Oh, everyone should take note of her posture here. She's so loose.
I guess I'll never be free. Don't you ever hurt me, baby.
And it's not that she's not like collapsed, right? I think when we hear relax while you sing, right, we have the kind of this image of like, oh man, I'm just gonna relax. You have to have energy. It's this weird combination of, posture is this active thing. You can't be stiff. You have to be loose, but you can't be just slouching like without a lot of energy.
Love that. I love that for us. I love that for us. So apparently,
Yep.
when she's not singing her throat off, she's an exercise junkie.
Yes.
So was it treadmill or what? happened?
Everything. So I run outdoors. You know that I don't know if you know, but I did a New York Marathon. I've done a bunch of half marathons. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I do all of the things. I have a Peloton that I have at home, so I'm on that. So I do like a good old.
You have time to do all this.
First thing in the morning.
What time? Okay, I'm scared to ask this question. What time do you wake up in the morning?
Depends. Sometimes it could be 5 o'clock. Sometimes it could be 6 o'clock. Sometimes it could be 3 o'clock. Depends. Depends on what I'm having to do.
Sometimes it's 11. Sometimes it's 12. Never 5. Never. I ain't seen 5 o'clock waking up in a long time. Now, what time do you go to bed? Are you an early turn-in type of girl, or you will be up late still?
I'll be up late. 11,
Really?
12.
Girl, there is no way you're gonna catch me being up to midnight and getting up at 5 or 6. It's not happening. Sorry. Well, that's why you gotta get. She puts in the time.
There are very, 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 very few people that can operate on that little sleep. And that's a genetic attribute. There's a guy who was on Joe Rogan. There's also several articles. And in particular, the military studied the crud out of how they could, because they would want super soldiers that never would have to sleep, right? But even they couldn't make it work with all that budget. So it's very uncommon that someone can operate on that level of sleep. It's very hard.
The word is out.
I'm all out of love.
Nice.
What am I without you? I can't be too late. Been leaving for so long. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I can't be too late to say that I was so wrong. What are we thinking of? What are we thinking of?
Nice.
What's the weirdest thing about Cynthia Erivo? I need something weird, because right now everything's just perfect.
It's probably not a weird thing, but it's a surprise. I'm
Okay.
very heavily tattooed.
Where?
Huh.
Like from my armpit down to like my thigh.
Shut up. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, what are they?
A myriad of different things. So you've like flowers, you have a hummingbird, you have a crown, you have the word love in Igbo, you've got the words, now my eyes are open, look what God has done. This is a weird thing. So the reason I got started doing my nails, right? So for the one that took me to get my nails done the first time was my godmother. But the reason that I really wanted to have them and I have continued to do them was because I am like a ridiculous fan of Barbra Streisand. And Barbra Streisand always has her nails done. Always. Do you have, if anyone's ever seen Yentl? Anyone seen Yentl?
No.
Okay, so there's a film called Yentl where she's actually, for most of the film, supposed to be playing a man. And her nails are still done. Her nails are, no word of a lie, her nails are still done.
Barbara. So what? It's Barbara.
Barbara.
So I mean,
That is it.
I believe
And I
it.
was like, well,
Barbara
okay,
wants.
Boom.
I want to do it.
So you go into the nail shop with your nails pretty much done. They just replace
And
it.
I just, yeah.
Wow.
That's Tony check.
Just get, just change the color. I don't feel like having this color today.
Come on, walk.
There's just while we're on the topic of Barbra Streisand, there's a Judy Garland and Barbra Streisand duet that if you haven't heard, holy crud, you have to go listen to it. It's so good.
Is the word.
Oh, walk.
Walk. I'm genuinely excited.
Walk.
Walk this way. This is the one. Oh, okay.
Oh, buzzer.
Almost made you love me. Almost made you cry. Almost made you happy, baby. Didn't I? You almost had me thinking you were turned around. But everybody knows almost doesn't count. Almost heard you say it. You were finally free.
What was always missing for you, baby, you found it in me.
One of the hardest things to communicate to people, volume rarely comes from more breath. More breath pressure only achieves fatter folds, which will make the fundamental, the lowest frequency, the thing we call the pitch, right? It'll make that louder. But like we talked about already with twang and belting, the human ear perceives higher frequencies as being louder. So if you want to be louder, instead of using more breath, it makes sense to prioritize resonance. So let's look at how she gets there.
Almost heard you say it.
So all of a sudden here, she goes from high larynx.
But everybody knows.
Very, very gentle, very high larynx. The
And around, but everybody knows.
tongue is very forward, but there's this little drooping of the soft palate, which kind of kills some of the high resonance.
Almost doesn't count.
Then she lifts it a little bit.
Almost heard you say it.
Lowering the larynx, thyroid cartilage tilt, which allows that vibrato to come in, also deepens the sound, warms it up.
You were finally free.
Look at how her lips are forward, a little bit pursed. That will also increase the resonance of lower frequencies in the same way a trombone doing that would, right? It elongates the vocal tract because larger frequencies or lower frequencies are literally larger. So the larger the instrument, the larger the vocal tract, the more resonance of the lower notes are going to happen in the same way that a violin is built different from a cello.
What was always missing for you, baby, you found it in me. But you can't get to heaven. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
Half off the ground. Everybody knows. Almost doesn't count. Yeah. Can't keep on loving you 1 foot outside the door. I hear a funny hesitation of a heart that's never really sure.
I love, she's such a good musician. Also, I'm glad that they just like let her sing another tune, even though the buzzer went. We're just like, you know what? Let's give it to her. Let's give it to her because we just want to hear more. Song association, let's throw it out the door. And I'm a fan of that. I think it's a good decision. One of the challenges of singing is being able to express rhythm through consonants without losing a sense of line and legato. So what she's doing here is she's really giving these words their due and giving consonants their due, but not at the cost of a consistent line of breath.
A heart that's never really sure. I can't keep on trying if you're looking for more. And all that I could give you is what you came here for. Gonna find me somebody.
Yes.
Not afraid to let go. Wanna no doubt be that kind of man. You came real close. But every time you build me up, you always let me down. Everybody knows.
This little thing, so this is really, really tough. A lot of people will, when they hit high notes, you know, they'll check that box off, even if it sounds good. They'll be like, yes, I hit the note. But there's levels to it, right? Like, so when she belts and when she goes up, sometimes there's air leaking and sometimes they're not. And when air leaks, it means the folds are being blown open a little bit. And so they're not totally connected. And it's an aesthetic, right? That's what we would call mixed voice, right? But when we have powerful, epic high notes that are where the folds are totally together, that's when like you get big sounds, right? And so she's really good at alternating in between those two depending on what she wants.
But every time you build me up, you always let me down.
There's a little bit of that hiss, which means there's a little bit of air leaking. It's like a kind of a gritty texture.
Everybody knows, almost doesn't count. Oh, maybe you'll be sorry. maybe you'll be cold. Maybe you'll come running back, babe, from a cruel, cruel world. You almost convinced me you're gonna stick around. Everybody knows almost doesn't count.
I'm like, what do you say to that? Like all the technique stuff aside, like that's just musicianship. That's just like making art. That's a really hard thing to teach. Like there's every time she sings and it's a really cool phrase, all I got for you is that's a really good phrase. That sounds great. Also, I want like a friend like Terrell who just like sits around and gives me these positive vibes to make myself feel better. Cynthia earned that and deserves that. I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying I want it.
They all made a face in this room because that's
Yes,
one of
they
my favorite songs ever
Is
in
it?
life.
Oh
In
my gosh.
life.
That is like one of my favorites. Brandy's like one of the first people I was like listening to over and over and over and over again. Like I learned from her. When I fall in love, it will be forever. And I'll never let you go.
This high larynx thing that she does, it was so gentle and it works so well. And she's so good at being gentle. And then also she's so good at being like epic in her high notes. She's just so good.
From the moment you feel that, I feel that way too. Is when I fall in love with you.
I'm so glad you stopped right there because I was getting ready to cry again, and I need to not. Everything is so beautiful.
Thank you.
You're beautiful. Your insides are beautiful. Your throat is beautiful.
Thank you.
Fly.
There are some things that like Terrell says, like if I tried that on for size, I don't think it would land as well. I don't know.
Come on.
I can't think of one.
Fly before you fall.
Oh. That's my own song. I didn't know I could sing my own stuff.
Oh, what? Come
I
on.
didn't know I could sing my
Here.
own stuff. Okay.
Great. This is great. I love it. The song, like we can't let her not sing just because she ran out of time. We got to hear it.
See the moments when you're left all on your own, and it hits you from out of nowhere. See the sadness in,
Can't remember the lyrics to my own song.
This is your own.
I know it is my own. Can't remember the lyrics to my song.
and I hear you loud as a bomb, wanting a shoulder to cry on.
Real talk, it's actually really hard to remember the words to any song that you write. Like I had a song that I wrote like when I was 16, and I just don't remember a thing.
I hear you tumbling fast, here and now. You're afraid, don't you worry. I'll teach you to fly before you fall away.
Girl, what do you want to do? You've done so much. You've achieved so much. What's left on your list?
Oh, there's a few things.
Tell me about it.
Like, I want to, this is going to sound so silly, but eventually I really do want to like open my own performing arts school.
Why is she this way? You're this way.
I want to like have a production company so I can employ women and men that look like me.
Yes.
And like make money. I want to get a performing arts school for kids because some kids don't know that they can even do that. So if I make it, then I can spread the word myself.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Man, she's such a good person. I feel like shamed. You know what I mean? It's like I thought it was okay. I thought it was a good person, and Cynthia Erivo is just like casually talking about how she wants to and also can save the world. Like she's Captain Planet, and I'm over here being like, I don't even have a ring. I can't even Can't even do that.
You're gonna do it. You have done so much, and there's so many like brown girls out there, guys too, that are watching you and watching your story, Cynthia, and they're like, wow, I can do that. Do you realize your impact? This is amazing. Thank you so much. That's a great dream. I'm a giver too. I love to give. That's like my favorite thing in the world. No matter how much I have, I want to give because, you know, I'm from the country. I'm from the sticks. And my mom actually just called me. Matt was in the room and she was on speakerphone and she was like, yo, all these people, she still lives in the middle of the sticks. Like, they know who you are. You're doing so many good things. You're inspiring so many people. And to me, you know, I look at that, it's not something that, you know, we think that we're doing. It's not like intentional. We're just out here just living our dream and trying to make good art. And the impact just comes along with it. It's like, what do you do with that impact? How do you give back? So you saying that right now, it's just something that's really important to me. I would love to. Girl, when that happens, you call me.
I will.
And I will do whatever is in my power to help you out with that. Because that's amazing. Ooh, Cynthia.
I just want to I want to give Terrell some credit here. He followed up with this, like that 1 million subscriber Bonanza show that he helped to put on. It was about every performer. It wasn't about him. It was about every performer. He is really generous. He is really giving. And props.
I've really even told anyone I wouldn't do that.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I can see it now.
Every time I've done like a workshop, I'm always like, I wish these kids knew that there was like a place. Like, I wish they knew that they weren't like doing this on their own. I've done so many workshops where they haven't had enough encouragement before they get to like where they are.
Right.
And like, if you get encouragement early, it helps.
Yeah. I'll babysit. I just want to be around you. I'll babysit Caleb just to come over. Because you're a fascinating human being.
Thank you.
Aside from the art, you are a fascinating human being. And I am so glad you are getting everything that you got.
Thank you. Thank you.
And everything that you will get.
Thank you.
One thing that it just impresses the crud out of me. She works her butt off. She doesn't get much sleep. And yet she's this graceful of a person. You know, I think a lot of people, when they get up, they have like, you know, they're not sleeping well and they get up early to try and push themselves. There's this stiffness, there's this anxiety to get stuff done. And it just sounds like she just lives her life to get stuff done and she doesn't make it a thing. And it's just super impressive. It's like really impressive.
Man, last word. Okay. Let's see what you do with it.
All right.
The word is love.
Love.
Come on.
So many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause there's a possibility that you'll look at me differently, love.
Yeah.
Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, from then on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change, 'cause love.
I just can't get enough of her phrasing. There's details and specificity in everything she does. That little crack that she does on name.
In my life, things were destined to change, 'cause love.
And then this little thing she throws in. It's also like, if she does that in another tune, it's not the exact same way. You know what I mean? It's like, it's always a little different. Different vowel, maybe different breath, maybe the larynx is up or down.
Are you a Disney fan?
Yes.
I just felt it. She loves Disney. Just give her one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord.
I love this song, so you might.
What is it? What's the movie?
It's from Hercules.
Okay.
It's Hercules. It's a song.
I will find my
Yeah, I love this one.
way. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. I will go most anywhere to feel like I belong.
I love that song.
You just made her entire year. Yeah, she loves it.
Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or asked the grinning bobcat why he grins? Can you paint with all the colors of the rainbow? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
You all right? Yay!
That's amazing.
Use ya.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. There's a dog too. That makes it. There's a little like
Ooh,
puffy.
I love that. That's one of my favorite Disney songs. Colors.
Man, you can really just sit next to her and listen to her sing like through the entire time. It never gets old. She's it's incredible.
Of the
Some of these
wind.
Disney songs are so gorgeous.
Ooh. If you are not already following this woman and her talent or her journey, please get on it. Get on your shit right now and follow her on the gram, on YouTube, MySpace, whatever she has.
MySpace. Listen, for her, I'd use MySpace again.
I need you to follow it. I'm serious, y'all. I know I say this often, but I'm really serious this time because this journey, as it seems to me, has just begun. I know you've been doing it for much longer, but in terms of the world, there's so much more that's coming your way. Yeah. Oh my God, I feel like you ever it's like when you find somebody like right before like everything extraordinary happens to them and it's like, I was there. You know what I mean? It's like that feeling right now, even though she has a Grammy and an Emmy.
Will you stop? Will you stop?
Already.
I kind of agree with him.
It's
I think he's
true.
right.
Are you working on like your own album coming up too?
Yes, I am,
Of
yeah.
course you are. What is it gonna be sounding like?
Me?
Oh my
Get to
Nice.
sing and stuff. I'm writing a lot of it.
I'm
Pretty
never
much.
gonna leave my room when I hear this.
This was so much fun. You're
I'm
amazing.
glad you had fun. Everybody watching right now, I know y'all are like, yes, yes, Cynthia. So thank you for sharing this moment, for just being vulnerable, telling your stories, and I just relate to you a lot in so many different ways. I just love your spirit. I love your goals. This is the season
Thank you
finale
so much.
of season 2. This is
Congratulations.
it. Thank you. We have worked very hard
Yes,
this
you have.
season.
And you can see.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing.
I want to shout out to everybody who has watched all of this season and the first season, just being a part of this channel and this journey and just my life, my team's life. Thank you so much. I'm having the time of my life.
Someone in the comments of one of my videos where I watched Terrell communicated that I think he has like a degree in production and has spent a lot of time in production. But if you go and look throughout his channel, it's not like there's no, $1 million explosion, right? There's nothing, there's no like crazy 3D animation. It's him in front of a screen talking to someone amazing. And then him being super hype and basically making us feel like we're all wearing party hats. And it's awesome.
Every time I sit next to somebody, it's the time of my life. And no episode's the same. Every episode's different. And have we met before this day?
No. No, we have never met before this day.
I don't know what to
This is
expect.
you guys. Literally, this
This
is
is
your
the
fault.
power of the people.
Literally.
Hey people, you did this. You put this together. And I never know what to expect. And for me, my job is I want to learn more about you and I want to enjoy your talent live and have everybody watching feel like they're a part of the room, like they're right here in this living room with us. And you have just ended this season with a bang. So thank you so much.
Thank you. This is so much fun. I'm so glad I could do this.
I hope they
I'm
do
really
like
glad.
300
Thank you.
episodes with her. It's incredible.
Harriet comes out November 1st. Get your butt in that theater, okay? Or as Matt, how do you pronounce it? Theater. But how do you pronounce it?
Wow. Man. This makes me think of, like, remember a time when the world wasn't ending and you could go to a movie without the terror of illness? I feel like I forgot
Get your
about
butt
that.
in that theater, okay? Or as Matt, how do you pronounce it? Theater. How do you pronounce it?
Theater.
Theater. See, the right way. The whole. You said theater. Theater and theater is not the same.
All right.
Hi guys,
Awesome.
my name is Cynthia Erivo. Thank you for watching the Terrell Show. Thanks, Caleb.
Oh, that's
don't forget to
her
like,
little
comment,
dog.
and subscribe. And this has been more than fun. I love you guys. See you later. Me and Caleb are gonna go have some food. Okay?
Yes.